everyone, and welcome to another TDR family gaming video. I am DroydTDR, and today we will be looking at another overpowered raid in the new dungeon, the Ghastly Harbor.
5, 4,
in Nightmare
3,
Hardcore
2,
mode.
1.
Now you'll see that I am doing what I did last time, which is basically being a strong healer. So I've got about 1.4 million of health, and just kind of running through, making sure that everybody is getting healed. There are a bunch of us that are just keeping the entire group full of that life pulse heal. This dungeon is amazing. If you look at the detail on it, and I don't even have the graphics setting turned up high, but if you look at the detail on it, it's absolutely amazing. There are all these harpoon guns, there's cannonballs scattered around, the decks themselves are absolutely gorgeous, lanterns hanging, chains going from place to place. It's absolutely masterfully designed. Windows with lights on inside. I can't believe there are people in there though. With all of these crazy baddies to get destroyed, no way. No way there are people in there. So here we are running down the suspension bridge, or just the random bridge that happens to not be falling down, and cruising down to the next area. In this one, I think I mentioned it in the previous video, you can get a little bit of speed if you're jumping down here, or you can use a speed spell. You see, most of the people are way ahead of me because they were using speed spells, so hopefully some of the healers got up there with them, or we will be light a few players. So here we go. I absolutely adore these cannons. And do you see those those giants? They just kind of belly flop onto people. It's such a unique game dynamic on that, to have people run, and then belly flop on you, try and crush you. So funny. So here we are with the flying fish Kraken. He throws his fish, he smacks the players, and he shoots his ink. There we go. So this one, this is really tough if you aren't in a big group or you don't have massively powered weapons, because those tentacles tend to hit you and do massive amounts of damage. How much damage, I'm not actually sure. Something I'll go back and possibly do a video on each of the bosses like we did in the canals. But for now, if you've got enough healers using the life pulse, you should be fine. You should be fine. As long as everyone's alternating every couple of seconds, you will be continually healing and no tentacles will destroy you. Now, if you do run out to the sides or the edges, it may be difficult for people to get the healing over to you, so you'll just have to avoid the flying fish and the ink squirting. So here we go. And check that out. I think one Updom is doing his flips in the panda suit. Totally awesome. Cruising over to the next pier to just wipe out some more of these mobile tanks, the guys that are shooting. And do we have some of the belly flop giants down here? Yes, we do. Here they come. Ready, set, and flop. There they go. Such a crazy fun dungeon with all of these different dynamics for the enemies. And moving around across the other ship, getting towards Boss 2. Boss 2 being one of the most challenging bosses I think we've faced in Dungeon Quest so far. So we've got to get through more belly flops and more cannons. And I think it was right around here my guy started to lag very badly and got very choppy. I don't know what happened, but the processor started getting really overwhelmed, couldn't control, started getting choppy video, but regardless, made it through to the next guy, and I think it got on Boss 2, it got a little worse, so we'll see how the camera work goes as we make it to Boss 2. Now this guy, as you've probably seen, shoots out these purple circles as well as these randomized purple lines, which do a lot of damage. If you don't have a lot of healing or a lot of strength or incredible dodging abilities, you're gonna get destroyed on this boss. And as you can see, I am unable to move at this point, still able to barely cast spells, but right now we've got this cannon barrage going on because the boss is teleported back to the ship that's behind him. And somebody has to grab a cannonball from that back area and run it up to the cannon that is in the front area, which I'm standing right next to now. But this is where my controlling just got absolutely nuts. I couldn't control for the life of me, trying to figure out how to get in, how to get out. Why can I move my cursor? Why can't I move my guy? Why can't I heal myself? Finally, I think it corrected itself, but I was basically in no man's land here for a while, just praying that somebody else's heal would keep me alive and that somebody else would be able to get the cannonballs down to this cannon because I couldn't do a thing. And yes, in fact, they got the cannonball in, we got the boss back, and very quickly he's gonna get destroyed. And now I'm finally up, back in action. I think I can heal again now, can move a little bit, all good. And he's just about down. Do we need to get one more cannonball run? No, he's gone. Now we can run back down the dock, past all of the shops, or I don't know, maybe they're houses people are living in. Don't know. Very cool, very detailed regardless. And move on past the next ship, on to the next area. And this is the area where right here you've got this one group, but you've got 3 groups that you could be focusing on. So I'm kind of checking out, like, is everyone focusing on this one group, or are people starting to split off and go down the next dock or go to the final area? Because we do have access to 2 more groups of bad guys. So now we've got some healers running down to the right, so I'm moving to the left. Oops, I see someone's on the left doing healing, so I'm running to the right, but there's a healer there already. I think we're good. So regardless, I came in a little deeper to make sure people are healed. I don't think it's going to be a problem because there are 2 healers here, and they're the belly flop giants again. Oh my gosh. Everybody in Dungeon Quest has cool names like Savage Warrior and Shuriken Thrower and yada yada, but I find it funner to make up my own name. So I think belly flop giants is probably going to be it for these guys. But the tanks, the little mobile cannon tank guys, I haven't come up with a good name for them. So if you come up with a good name, leave it in a comment down below. Would love to get a really fun name to refer to those guys. Now we can't get past because there are all these blackened, oily fish in our way. We have to clear this last group. We have lost a lot of people, so this is going to be a pretty tough run getting through to the final boss. But once this last group is gone, there's only one more group, and then we face Gyarados. That's right, they got a Pokemon stuck in here as a final boss, and he's a challenger. So we will face him as soon as we clear out this last group and run up to the top of the island. Last group, you can see some people sometimes are running up the edge of the mountain here because it's a shortcut to get up to the top boss. And I think it's great to know that you can do that, especially if you're short on time. I don't think I did it in this particular run, but you see people are starting to run up, assuming that the rest of the guys will be taken care of by the last few DPS folks, and in fact, they were. So now here we go, running up the final steps to go face the Sea Serpent, also known as Pokemon Gyarados. So here we go, round in the corner. By the way, if you max out your graphic settings, this whole dungeon is just absolutely gorgeous. But you couldn't see it there because I kind of have my graphic settings set low, trying to reduce the lag and trying to be able to record at the same time and play. But yeah, there we go. Working on the Sea Serpent, or Gyarados, as you know, and we are moving around. There are the attacks. The red square you just saw show up, that's where he's going to do his death breath, I'll call it. And from both of the holes in the wooden floor, that's where he does those green spoke lines. And then the other attack is the random green circles, which I'm not sure what they are. Maybe if my graphics settings set up, maybe it would be clearer. Maybe they're just green circles. I don't know. Maybe there are bubbles falling down from them if you have high graphic settings. I don't know. But here we go. If you've got enough of the life pulse heals going on, you should have no problem with this as long as your damage is high. You've got enough people doing damage. You don't want to end here with like 7 healers and 1 DPS, or it's going to be a sad, sad show. But here we are. People, you can see as I'm walking around, they've got the new weapons, they've got the new spells, and they are doing a gosh darn good job of knocking down the health. From 253 billion, we're down to about 20 now. And I think this is going to be a no-brainer. Do we end at 2 minutes? Just about 159. Pretty good. And look at that. I got a trident and I believe a mage hood on that run. How about that? We knocked him down. Another massive raid in Nightmare Hardcore in the Ghastly Harbor. And now I'm all alone. Where'd everyone go? How do I get out of here? So I hope you enjoyed that playthrough of the Ghastly Harbor Nightmare Hardcore mode with a massive group of overpowered players. We won. So excited to do that. Hopefully we can do that in our streams and get some overpowered teams and overpowered items. It's going to be fun going through this dungeon and bringing everybody up to par at the top of Dungeon Quest. It's tough to be at the top, but someone's got to do it. So we'll see you in the next one.